right. All right. Time to get this show on the road. Let's go.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And we welcome you into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jeffersons, Free Fried Pickle Fridays. Be sure to head over there for all this season's MLB Prime games, and be sure to go visit Billy and his crew, get some wings, grab a drink, celebrate with your friends this April, and then while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile, or just want to look fresh. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. And last but not least, yes, if you are getting done with all that and you're over at, Jeffersons, and you're not feeling like maybe going to Jeffersons and you get done with that dental appointment or whatever, or a long day's work, or heading out for the weekend with some friends, be sure to head over to TeeTime M Web City, reserve your spot today, or, play some golf, pickleball, and, starting soon, happy hour, 2 to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Get $2 off drafts and specialty drinks. They also have tournaments coming soon, so pay attention to that as well. And don't forget about Half Price Tuesdays. And if none of that intrigues you, go get some iced coffee like me, sit back, watch some sports on the TV, or as the weather's warming up, getting out of that, doing this with your hands too. All right, let's go. No, I'm not going to take my clothes off here, but it's a family-friendly show. So, yeah. But, anyway, yeah, none of that intrigues you. Get that iced coffee, sit back, watch some sports, or watch someone else play some golf, or watch someone else make a fool of themselves at pickleball. Never know. Could be a good night, either way. But, yeah, before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. And, Wes Underwood, Clint, Tony, Jensen, everybody out this week. Sam's got some stuff going on, may join us later, not quite certain yet, but we'll keep our hopes up. And I believe there is a violent gentleman possibly coming on the show too. We'll keep our ears out as well. So we talk boxing with Brian Jones. So yes, you get stuck with me once again this week. And first up, we're going to go ahead and talk the Masters, and that's brought to you by our newest sponsor, Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, sport, at the best prices. So go check out their website at blackeagleapparel.us and subscribe to their email list. Get 25% off for your next purchase. And, first up, we talk Scottie Scheffler opens the Masters in his title defense with a 4-under 68, and kind of answered any of those doubts on his readiness to win another green jacket and posting a bogey-free first round. Look, today's going to be a fun time if you love golf and if you like watching golf. And as of now, Justin Rose leads the day and has a 7-under 65, including 8 birdies and just 1 bogey for the Brit. So that's pretty impressive for him. And Justin Rose coming in with a vengeance because, Justin Rose wants that jacket too. But Scheffler, just everything that's happened. And yeah, I don't know. Scheffler is the only 4th defending Masters winner to open the next year's tournament with a bogey-free round in the past 30 years. So that's pretty awesome. And, beautiful sunny day, not very much wind. The morning wave of players had pretty much a perfect morning, especially at Augusta. So, yeah, man, I'm just excited to watch the rest of this and see how it plays out by Sunday. Current leaderboard, you got Justin Rose at 7 under. You got Corey Connors tied with Scheffler currently, as well as Ludwig Aberg. Probably butchering that, but I don't pay too much attention to the non-Americans, so my apologies. But yeah, and then Tyrell Hatton, Bryson DeChambro, Aaron Rye, Harris English, Jason Day, all at 2 under. Akshay Bahati, he's at 2 under as well. Then you got Michael Kim, Davis Thompson, Cameron Smith, Fred Couples, another familiar name from years past, Brian Harmon, Patrick Reed, Max Grazeman, Min Woo Lee, Bubba Watson, another familiar name, who's at 1 under. And you know what? I mean, a good day for Bubba. He could be back up in the leaderboard. We've seen how this goes. I mean, we've seen Tiger do it. We've seen Scheffler do it. We've seen, excuse me, we've seen Bubba Watson do it. And I mean, just the list goes on. Daniel Berger's in there, Tom Hodge, and just a lot of the familiar names. And the Masters is just that time of year that if you're a golf person or not golf person, just watching, I mean, they've made it really relatable this year by filming and getting the footage of the caddies doing their thing and just watching the kids of the players and or of the golfers, excuse me, and then watching the families just react as the youngest ones are the caddies for their fathers and stuff like that. Just getting those pure reactions. And I believe it was, I'm actually not certain who it was, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Just, I think it was Rory McIlroy's kids. They were out there and just taking in that moment with their dad and just being able to see that. It's awesome. I mean, you've got Scotty Scheffler doing what he's doing, but Rory McIlroy, he's a guy that people love to come and watch regardless. And such a good family guy. And just being able to see what they were doing with their kids has been phenomenal. And let me look this up here and see. I mean, it's just cool watching him do the things with his kids and just being able to see those videos, even if it wasn't this year, but um, it's awesome. It's crazy just to be able to go out there. His daughter Poppy, that's who it was, and sink that putt at the Masters Par 3 contest. And just watching her reaction was just so genuine. She's just like, okay, cool. I'm out here playing with my dad by my side, and all these people are just cheering me on, and everybody's super excited. It's like, I just made it in the hole. That's it. Like, I'm out here having fun. This is what we do together. And it it's those moments in sports where you're just like, okay, awesome. Like, good. Glad that things like this are still happening. And just to see it, just to witness it and to watch it over and over. And I'm super excited for him and his family and just being able to see that they can get out there and enjoy things and other people along the way as well. And just, yeah, I don't know. This weekend's going to be fun though. I'm anxious to see who pulls it out. I really like Scheffler as an underdog at this point, being down 3, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just round 1 yesterday. Round 2 begins this morning. McIlroy is tied at 7 or 27th. He is even currently. So I don't know. Just can the 35-year-old come back from 37th and win it, or 27th and win it? Or will it be Connors? Will it be Scheffler? Will it be Aberg? Will it be Rose? Who knows? Um, or even Scheffler at that point. I I'd like a good underdog story in Rory McIlroy. I've enjoyed watching his career. He's one of the big names that I do follow, and just how genuine he is to his fans, to his family, and just everything that's going on. Kudos to him on being that guy. Um, Masters, anything else? I guess I'm going to go Rose or Scheffler here. Those two just seemed on point And yes, I know golf is the next day you could just be terrible, and then the rest of the weekend you could be terrible and have that one good weekend. And then you have those guys that come from behind and they can just win in a whim. So I don't know. We'll see when this ends on Sunday. Exciting. Exciting. Next up, we move over into baseball and we talk contract. Another family thing here. Watching Vladimir Guerrero Sr. and now watching Junior do his thing with the Blue Jays. And he'll be a Blue Jay for quite some time as he basically signed his life away to the Blue Jays organization. They finally got a deal done. 2-1 win in 11 innings at Boston. Guerrero said his new deal ahead of that win is it's always been a goal of mine to be here, and I feel like I accomplished that, and I am very, very happy to stay here and to be a Blue Jay. And you know what? He also said it was a big relief, and he signs this $14 million deal or 14-year deal. Excuse me, $500 million. Boy, would the Blue Jays have been getting away with something there. But 14 years, $500 million starts in 2026, includes a record $325 million signing bonus that protects his money from a possible work stoppage in 2027. Awesome. Good for him. A good guy for the organization. A guy who strives to be like his father. A guy who just does great things on the field and off the field, and just he's been able to grow up with his dad. He's been able to do what he needs to do. And in January was able to agree to that $28.5 million 1-year contract that avoided the arbitration so they could continue to make these deals. And I know as a Royals fan, I made a push for Vladimir Guerrero to come to Kansas City. But to do what you just did speaks a lot and speaks volume. And you're going to be true to your team. You're going to be true to your fan base. And you're going to be a guy who just helps be pivotal for the rest of your career. And signing that deal just shows me that you want to be there even more. And it really isn't about the money. I feel like it really was about the time and the length of the contract. And for a club to do that, like we saw that as Royals fans with Bobby Witt Jr. last year, just getting that huge deal. And it's like Vladimir Guerrero, he's the face of your franchise. He could very well be a face of the MLB. Big power hitter. Everybody loves to watch him, just like they did his dad. And teams fear him, which is someone you want on your team as they go to bat, because you never know how intimidating the guy can be to the opposing pitcher. And you want a guy like that at the plate because it's like, oh, shoot. I'm going to have to be very careful. One mistake. And then they start thinking about the mistake. And in the game of baseball, it's based on mistakes. It's based on short, small percentages because 1 for 3 in a game is phenomenal. You're batting 300 and everybody loves you. You got that one hit. Now, where you get it in the game could also be a very big pivotal, hey, can this guy be clutch? And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has proved this year in and year out. And I think that they saw this as an organization and they're just like, hey, okay, you can be a Blue Jay. We want you here. You're going to be our guy. We don't want you to leave. So for that to happen and then to get that contract to where $325 million of it is a signing bonus that protects the money from a stoppage in 2027, smart move. Way to go for his agent, way to hold out, way to do what you needed. And you also kind of got that little bit of a payday, just signing $28 million in free agent money this offseason. So good for you. Well played. Way to go. Couldn't go to a better guy for an organization. All right. Standings in the MLB while we're at it. Currently, the Yankees, the Blue Jays are tied for first place. Boston's 1 game behind. The East is going to be very, very close. I can see it. And I'm excited for that. The American League East, there's no clear winner currently. Everybody looks good. At home, everybody's doing their thing. On the road, most teams are doing well except for Tampa Bay. and that's the only team I don't really see being in the playoffs later. We saw it last year. New York, Toronto, Boston, and Baltimore played their tails off at the end of the year. And then you got the Central. I don't know if the Central's bad or if it's just that good, but the Royals and the Tigers sit a half a game away from each other. The Guardians are a game back, so I see it coming down to Detroit, Kansas City, and Cleveland. Okay. Minnesota might pop in, and the White Sox, who got that win, have now dropped to 1-9 in their last 10, and they're on an 8-game losing streak. I don't know what happened there. You get that momentum. You've got 2 wins on the season, which is way more at this point in the season than it was last year. And as an organization who's in a rebuild, who made some decent moves this offseason, I don't know what you do. Then you go over to the West, AL West, Rangers, half game lead over the Angels. The Angels are popping back in. Angels are 6-3 on the road. That could be a problem later. The Rangers are 6-1 at home, 3-3 on the road. That could be a problem later. The Astros are 3.5 back, and then the Mariners and Athletics are 4. So everybody in the AL could be fun to watch, potentially. And then you got the National League, Phillies, Mets, Mariners, or Marlins, Nationals, Braves. Braves, I don't know where they're going to end up. Philadelphia looks like the clear, and the Mets could make it fun. Philly just looks dominant at most times. They've only got 3 losses right now. 5-1 at home, 3-2 on the road. Going to be fun. Cardinals in the Central. I mean, that's definitely going to come down to all the teams in the Central. Everybody's within 3 games. Oh, can the Cubs hold on? 4-4 at home, 5-2 on the road. That looks good. I mean, considering they struggled on the road last year. Brewers 5-2 at home, 2-4 on the road. The road could be a problem. Cardinals 1-5 on the road could be an issue. The Reds 3-4 on the road. That could potentially be an issue for the rest of the teams. So, and then in the West, you've got the Padres, the Giants, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the Rockies. The Rockies, I don't know. Right now, they've got a lot of questions to answer. And then the Diamondbacks could potentially be a runner in 3 games there. So right now, the Braves, the Rockies, A's, Mariners, and the White Sox all have the odds of not making the postseason. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be weird to watch, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Next up, as promised, we're moving into fighting in local sports and got a chance to catch up with the Violent Gentleman. Check it out. Now we talk fighting with the Violent Gentleman, Brian Jones. How are you? Bit busy
I'm good,
week, huh?
bro. Very busy, very busy.
It's good. That's good. And I mean, definitely good because of everything that happened and get you a little chance to talk more about it now that you've been over. It's done with, but a week ago or so in that battle at the bridge, UK versus the USA, what was that experience like for you?
That was probably one of my best fight experiences thus far. Fought a highly ranked cruiserweight up and comer out of the UK, um, and just a good time overall as far as fighting. I like fighting, so
Get taken any of those sites while you were there, or was it strictly business or
no, man. I really went over there pretty locked in the whole time. I was cutting weight a little bit. But yeah, overall, we kind of like walked around the night after the fight, and then of course caught a flight on the way home the next day. So
gotcha?
not too much exploring. Just went over there to try to handle some business. So
Yeah, yeah. And we go ahead and talk that fight, and I mean, from what it looked like, pretty fair. Judges decided in favor of your opponent. What was your initial thoughts as the fight came to an end?
um, I would say I was really thinking, damn, this kid's got a good jab the whole time. I mean, he really did. nothing to take away from him. He was the better boxer on the night, man, and smart. He boxed smart. You know what I mean? That's the first I knew going into the fight. His style. We watched him, we studied him best we could, and
Yeah.
there was no really surprise about it. It's just more of a he was able to implement his game plan more than I was mine. So
Do you feel your conditioning held up during that fight?
yeah, I would say I was in the best shape of all my fights for this 6 rounder. Um, I really think something that hurt me a little more was missing some of the bigger shots. He was a very elusive opponent. I mean, if you go back and watch the fight, or
Yeah.
if you even watch the fight, I'm really controlling the center of the ring, probably the first 4 or 5 rounds,
Yeah.
pushing the pace. I'm a pressure fighter, anyways. I like the action, so um, I think we're inside of an 18-foot ring, so not the smallest one they make, but also not the biggest.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really tried to implement my game plan, which was to take away his jab. But it's harder said. Sorry, easier said than done with someone who's 6'3" with long reach, man, long reach. So
Yeah. That's always tough when they have that long reach.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and you kind of got to partner a little bit with a guy who has that long reach, and that's Mr. TJ Britton. I mean, that's one you probably want to maybe train with next time because that dude's arms are insane, man.
Yeah, no, TJ gave me some rounds during this camp for sure. He worked with me a lot over this camp. Like I said, we had a game plan going into it, man, but it's like I said, it's just different when you get in there sometimes. Not that it necessarily went out the door. It's just more of a his jab. He didn't have like a crazy amount of power. I would say he was just
Yeah.
a lot faster than I anticipated,
Yeah.
and even like he was able to get shots off that normally um, I wouldn't have to worry too much about. But it was more of a death by a thousand cuts scenario rather than a one shot send him home type deal.
Sure.
But
Any other preparations you would make towards the prep for the next fight if you were to get that chance with them, or just in general for this next one that you got coming up soon?
yeah, well, right now I just signed a contract with Team Combat League.
Mhm.
It's a they're on season 3. It's a new version of the sport. It's more really a team based idea concept behind boxing. So it's you know say Team Dallas versus Team New York, and they take every weight class from their team. Flyweight, lightweight, cruiserweight, and their guy versus our guy for 1 round. So
Yeah.
1 3-minute round is all I'll be fighting for the next probably 2 months. But
Crazy.
yeah, every weekend type deal. Stay healthy and just go out there and leave it all out in the ring.
So as a fighter, is that something you kind of prefer, or
Uh, with the style of fighter that I am. Yeah, I prefer to go out there and leave it all there. I like the action. I like to fight inside. I like not necessarily like don't enjoy taking damage.
yeah,
But I'm not afraid of it. So not afraid to get my feet wet. That's for sure.
indeed. And next up, what's something that these viewers can help you with to support you and just help you continue on this way? And then also a little bit more elaboration. I've heard that, and even from you before we chatted here, women's classes taken off at your guys' place, and then also, I
Yeah.
mean, you're offering classes too. So how can the viewers help you out to get where you need to be? And then also, how can they get a hold of you to
Uh,
fight?
Yeah, yeah. Really, man, just all the support people are showing me already is, more than I can ask for. But really just tuning in when I fight, just staying connected on the social medias helps me out a lot. Your presence really is your power in boxing.
Sure.
So having my whole community behind me, really even with this last fight, it was shocking to me the amount of people that I had reach out to me with nothing but positive and kind words before and after the fight.
Yeah.
So really love kind of the community that we're trying to build. in Joplin, in Carthage, and kind of the four-state area, really. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, best way to help out. Come take a class, man. Come
for
check
sure.
out what we got going on. We offer fitness, boxing. I do one-on-one sessions with people who kind of all walks of life, really. Not just fighters. Everybody. Some I get. That's the coolest thing about it is I get a lot of people like, oh, do I have to get punched in the face? And it's like, no, man, you can come over here and implement boxing into your lifestyle,
Yeah.
and make your life a whole lot healthier. And also an alternative way of working out more than just, hey, I got to go over here and get punched in the face. So,
I mean, I guess Tony and I could come in and we could just have a little fun match with each other, and get that camaraderie built up. So
yeah,
it'd
might
be
as well put
fun.
a couple rounds under the belt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate it. Glad you got back safe. Glad everything's going well, and look forward to hearing from you from the next few fights, and then just kind of get your perspective on that when you come back. And yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
appreciate it
appreciate
and
it,
stay
man.
safe.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. See you, Wes. Appreciate it.
yeah. Great stuff out of him. Can't wait more than enough to check him out and see where he goes in his career. And well, on that note, now we're gonna head into the soccer talk. Brought to you by the Corner Kick, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But we bring back the guys from Comets FC, and well, take a look. And yeah, now we talk soccer. It's brought to you by the Corner Kick Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick, located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. Largest soccer store, Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, and Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And anything big going on there, Sam, or just footy gear?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're right in the middle of spring season, so it's busy. Springdale store also down at 181 Industrial Circle, down in, it's actually right in Tawny Town. But yeah, just trying to make sure everybody's got everything that they need. If you need anything for soccer, we got you.
Sounds good. And on that note, hope you guys are supplying yourselves right now. Just kidding. I already know that answer, but yeah. So you guys get in there, get that first goal early, 1-0 at the half, then continue on in the second. Honestly, from my standpoint, with the wind and everything, cool weather. I mean, you guys were putting up good defense. And Dez, I know that you were talking beforehand, but you gave your all that night, and just you definitely surpassed 30, which was that goal you had. But I mean, why interrupt whenever you guys are doing what you did, and then Grantham with the header, and you guys end up winning 3-0, and a little extra time there, but not much. Guys get that 3 more points on the board, 9 on the season, 3-0 start. First off, asking for the fans too that weren't there and don't pay too close attention, but they are paying attention right now. You guys in first or tied, or how's that working out so far?
We are out front, top of the table currently. So a great start to the season. The big thing was getting to play our first home game was awesome. The
Yeah,
crowd, I mean, it was cold, but people still showed up and showed out for us. And you can't put a price tag on that. It's priceless. It was awesome to see the crowd and the community come together to support the club. So that was awesome. I think a big thing was getting that first goal so quickly. We don't you don't typically anticipate getting on a team like Side FC that quickly, and Henry just got a chance and buried it. Great work by Quinn down the wing to get past this guy and get the ball in the box, and Henry right place, right time.
yeah, indeed. And again, it was fun to watch, and we talk a little bit on that, Des, but what was the most challenging part to be able to keep that momentum going and just move forward there?
I think in reality, this is my personal opinion. I think when you score that early, I don't want to say it's hard to keep the momentum going, but the goal came kind of unexpected, if that makes sense. Like Sam said, it just Henry was in the right place at the right time, and honestly, I'm on the wing watching the play develop, and it goes in, and I kind of just sat there for like half a second. I was like, wait, we just scored. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of hit out of nowhere. it can go 50-50. You know, scoring that early could be a good thing for you. You can get your foot on the gas. You're kind of hungry for another one, but it could also kind of wake a team up, you know. And with a squad like I said, with a squad like Side FC, man, I don't personally think it rattled them too much. You know, they were still in it. They didn't seem that they were kind of bickering at each other or anything right after the goal. I mean, they stayed in it. But it's a good way to kind of motivate you to really get going and stuff like that. But, you know, like I said, Side FC is a disciplined team. They've been around for a long time, and they didn't really let it rock them. But it definitely kind of gave us more confidence early to really go at them and kind of go at the goal a little bit more.
And knowing that you guys had that win at half, probably 5 to 15 miles an hour quicker coming out after that, and going in, I mean, was that kind of the initial mindset for you guys to try and get a goal in the first half just to make sure that you could kind of equalize with the win in the second, or?
Uh, I wouldn't say so. You know, with the coin toss, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. You know, I feel like you can try to get a goal early and sit. And the thing about it is, if you don't, it could bite you in the butt. Now you're playing defense 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, they came at us hard in the second half. They hit the post twice. They had a couple. They had a couple good looks. Lou made a great save on a 1v1. But, you know, we also had our fair chances of going against the win in the second half. So I wouldn't say there was any strategy to it. You just kind of go with however the coin flips, you know. But it's hard being against the win in the second half and really having to be extremely cautious and careful about every pass, every clearance. You know what I'm saying? So our back line did a great job. Lou did a great job, and we were able to hold them off.
Indeed. And Luden, we joked about it. It happened, third in a row now. And again, you helped this team get to 3-0. What from this back line, like, I mean, we'll get to the signings here in a minute, but, and I already know what Eli is going to bring for you guys, but man, on the back line, it's just cool to see how they mesh well together. And again, we talk about how you guys haven't even been together that long. Yeah, you've trained a little bit longer than most everybody else, but just to see that already in that backfield, really, again, the whole team, but backfield's been able to do their thing. And once it gets back there, they get tougher, it seems like. But how encouraging does that continue to be, and getting that third one in a row for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me back there, again, best seat in the house. Um, but it is a brilliant performance. Again, I go back to this is just not from our back line, but it's a defensive work from every single player on our team. We make sure to get everyone behind the ball as much as possible. We make it difficult for the other team. And, you know, we went up really early. You know, I remember the ball came. I think the ball started. We were possessing well, and it switched over. Um, it was a connection from our center back, and I think it ended up being to Hunter. Hunter played Sean. Sean played Quinn. Quinn takes that 1v1, and finds Henry. Who, if you go back and look at that clip, I was talking to Henry actually, and he made about 50-yard sprint towards that before he put that away. So it's a desire from everyone. Especially a home opener, we wanted to put a show for the crowd. And for me, yeah, I mean, back there, I'd say I like to say like I'm an experienced goalkeeper, but my biggest attribute, besides I'd say passion, I love the game. I am a student of the game. I'm one of the guys that, if not, watches that film more than our coaches or as even as our coaches. I'm always watching the film on who we play, how they play, who's our key players, what trends I see. And I was expecting what they were bringing. They are a quality team. And so that just speaks caliber on our team as well. It's another game where, you know, we put 3 goals and get a shutout. It's overall, I mean, for us, it's an impressive showing, and I hope we continue this upward and we continue this to the next one.
Awesome. And we talked those signings now, a couple days ago, actually, on the 8th, and you get Montanez, Bandy, Viatoro. Thoughts on that, coach, and where you going with this?
Yeah,
depth
no.
wise?
So all three of those guys have been with us since day one. Um, Trying to keep up on the social media, getting everybody announced and stuff. This weekend will be a little bit different than what we've seen in the past, but we're excited. I think this game we just played versus Side FC showed once again how important our depth is.
Yeah.
I thought as a coach, you want to look over at the bench and say, okay, where's the difference maker come from? It was 1-0 for a long time there, and I felt like there was a good 10-minute period where Side FC really got themselves into the game. Lou made a huge save at 1-0 to keep us in the match.
Yes.
It was a big moment. I celebrate those moments, myself and Coach Rob. We celebrate those moments as much as we do a goal because that's what it is. I mean, it's a goal saving moment. There was another one where there was a little bit of miscommunication between our center back Cesar and Lou, and guy got in between them and put a ball past. And Cesar did what Cesar does and went and covered for Lou and gathered up the ball before winning the goal and had the composure to then go ahead and start the build out from there.
Yeah.
And these are the things that you need in a season that's going to be long and will continue to be challenged. And going 3-0 just more than anything puts a target on your back. So
Sure.
that depth, I mean, it was 1-0. Ben Smith goes on and scores with his first touch. I looked over at Dominic Salcedo, who came off the field, and I said, hey, that goal's just as much yours as it is Ben's, because the work Domi put in for 65 minutes and then Ben going on and being a different player, more of a poacher up top, and speedy and just being in the right place at the right time. That's an instinct. It's a skill set in itself. And, that's a good substitution. That's a change that made an instant impact on the game. The third goal, brilliant header from Quinn. We see him do it at training all the time. But that ball from Steven was beautiful. I mean, I could watch that goal over and over, and it's fun to see Quinn rise up as high as he does. And I gave him some jokes about having his Portuguese hops on when he got up there. He was up high, and it was a great finish. But the ball from Steven, if you watch that clip back, Quinn is not even in the frame of the video, and Steven sees that and floats that ball just perfectly for Quinn to latch onto the end of it. So that's another instant impact from a sub coming in and making a difference, and then made it real comfortable 3-0. So
I mean,
those are
we
good
didn't
things.
even expect it up in the booth, so.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Great vision and awareness by Steven, and a fantastic finish by Quinn. So adding in Eli and Daniel and Caton is just adding more depth to the pot that we know what we get out of them. Caton is a very vocal leader on the field at training. So we're excited. Eli's playing with a point to prove. He's an aggressive player that's excited about breaking into the next level and excited to add him. And Daniel's calmness on the ball, how he gets out of the tight spaces is brilliant. So we're excited. It's just more quality.
All right, before we get started on the Arkansas Wolves Academy, you mentioned a funny moment. All right, we're up in the press box, and I don't know if you two know this, but we get a call from Sam in the middle of the game, and we're just up there like, oh, it's Sam. And you're like pumped about something else and making sure that we get something done, and we're like, we look back at each other, Moser and I go, he know he's in the middle of a game? So letting all the fans know that you do have some time sometimes in the middle of a game to give your shout outs, but no,
The
you
fourth
guys had a good
official,
game on top of that. So, hey,
the fourth official leaned over to me and said, hey, call the guys in the box and make sure they know to stop the clock.
yeah.
So I said, oh, shit. I called up
You
there.
completely caught him off guard because he's like, I did not expect that. And I go, yeah, I didn't either. But it was pretty funny. But
you guys did
yeah.
a great job, by the way, Wes. You and John were fantastic. The atmosphere, the vibe, it was awesome.
Hey, I mean, if Dez's password didn't have to be so long, the computer shut off, and then that first celebration, I was like, dang it, I didn't get any music going. But after that, we were on, so. But yeah, all right, Arkansas Wolves Academy. What do you got for them this week, and what should fans expect?
I think going into the Wolves can be one of those matches that Lou and I have been chatting about. It's one of those matches that can catch you. Wolves last season were fantastic, and they will be fantastic this season. So it's one you keep an eye on the stats and on where everybody's at in the table. And they've had 3 matches now. the last one was a good match. I think it finished 3-2 against Bartlesville. Bartlesville's looking really good this year as
Little
well.
Rock.
Little Rock. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Little Rock
Mhm.
Rangers. And they lost their first two matches, 5-0, both of them. Wolves. So you can sit here and say to yourself, well, we're 3-0. We're putting the ball in the back of the net. These guys are conceding. We should just take care of business. This is not the game to approach like that. This Wolves team is going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. As the
Yeah.
season goes on, they'll bring in more internationals. And it's a classic case of make sure you're level-headed and disciplined and go at this match like it's every other match. Every game is its own game. And if we don't attack it disciplined and maintain our shape and fully focused, we will get caught. So we've got to make sure that we stay on top of things, and we need that crowd to be loud.
And last week they were loud and proud indeed. And I mean, warmer weather this weekend. So hopefully that crowd just comes out and explodes, because now they've seen what can happen, and we've seen what they can bring with, I mean, it wasn't even full, but it was full. If you kind of get what I'm saying there. Like, we still had a little bit of room, but yeah. So I feel like it was definitely a good atmosphere, and guys, come on out, see this team, and look forward to watching it, and can't wait to see it this Saturday. And yeah, good luck, and you all have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you guys out there.
Thanks, Wes.
Okay,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Yep.
Great stuff from them, and I mean, fantastic start, and super excited. Hope you guys can make it out. Love everything that they've been doing. If you haven't yet, get over there and get some merch and represent Comets FC here in Joplin. These guys said that they were going to do this when they came in, and they were going to be competitive. Did we know, is what they said, that we were going to start off 3-0 and have that target on the back early? No, but they knew that they were going to be competitive, and they knew that they were going to be a team that could potentially cause trouble down the road. So just continue to watch the team, support them, and get out for some fun soccer matchups tomorrow here in Joplin, 6 p.m. tip, and that will be out at JHS on the soccer field. So, and then next up, we go ahead and talk Sporting Kansas City. They get 3. I mean, first game without Vermees. And look, last week up in the booth, we were talking about this, the first team in a long time that Sporting had taken like to half at 0-0. And then just after the game had ended for the Comets FC, they had scored. Sporting did against St. Louis. And then shortly after that, they ended up taking advantage, getting that second goal, and just being able to see that out of Sporting was very encouraging. And hopefully that is the right direction that they're going to go. And hopefully that they can continue that momentum. Hopefully they can continue to do what they've done. I mean, but also some questions are, was it really Vermees that held them back? Was it really the guys not responding to Vermees? Maybe not feeling welcomed, maybe not feeling like they knew that they had their spot, which kind of rightfully so, just with the performance that has been on the pitch the last couple years, all the injuries, and just I feel like a lot of the guys were down. And then again, you also kind of feel like Vermees was the guy that kind of made him feel a little bit worse about that, because it's like, you guys don't get to hang your heads low. Like, we lose a player, we lose our commander in chief. Russell goes down, Polito goes down, Kinda goes down, and then Kinda leaves, and Polito leaves, and then now you got a group of guys who are just trying to get together, who are very capable, which they proved it, of winning and being a team and doing the right thing. But I mean, just being able to see this team do that was very encouraging, especially against a cross-state rival in St. Louis City, who's also been going through some things themselves after that first year of success, and then quickly getting rid of their coach into the next season, and just a lot of uncertainties there too. Like, they came in to win and show off, and then they lose to Sporting, and then yeah. So I don't know. I feel like we've got great opportunities in the state of Missouri to see both of these teams play. Sporting has been awesome to watch. Yes, they're on the Kansas side, so I guess really but they started in Missouri. So they were the Wiz first, and that's the team that I'm always going to remember. And like we said last week, Vermees is fantastic at what he did. And kudos to him for bringing championships to Kansas City, and we appreciate it greatly. But at a point, you just got to say, "Hey, you've done what you can. Thank you for your service," and which they did, parted mutually. So, but hopefully he's enjoying right now, just taking that relaxing break, getting to spend time with his family, and being able to see his former club get that win, that much needed win that was very close to happening at points. And again, a team that is searching for an identity. So then we also got to see Tim Melia retire last week officially, and just a lot of emotions last week and a lot of things that they needed to accomplish. And that win was big for them, I feel. So hopefully on the up and up for Sporting. And then next we have the Kansas City Current, and just amazing how they've started the season, and hopefully it continues as well. Current are off to a phenomenal start, and they're going to be in a clash up against a revamped San Diego side. And I mean, man, it's going to be interesting to see. This is a completely different wave team than what we saw last year. Um, they're coming off this mini break for the, well, national team. So the duties of being on the national team, and just Michelle Cooper, Claire Hutton, Alana Cook competing for the U.S. women's national team, and Lorena suited up for Brazil. And I mean, just getting international duty. So international break was that little break there that they needed, probably just to relax, get some injuries taken care of that are minor. And I mean, starting off 3-0 for them has been amazing. And now we'll get to see what they do in SoCal. 9 p.m. kickoff Saturday night. Um, yeah, crazy. And I'm excited for this match. This will be the first time that they haven't played a match against Kansas City without Alex Morgan, and what that side's going to look like. Like, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Um, yeah, we'll see. New manager there. They're 1-1 currently. So they drew against Angel City. They beat the Utah Royals and narrowly lost to Orlando. So they've netted 5 and conceded 5. It's been interesting to watch. So we'll see. We'll see. And Elena, Lowe, Lorena, Dabinia, and Temwa Chawinga being named to the NWSL's best 11. So out of the 11, the Current have produced 5 of those. So that's pretty impressive. Little under half. I mean, pretty much is the half, but Cook, much deserving. Lo Labonta has been playing at a high level this year so far. Lorena has been phenomenal in goal. Dabinia has been something to watch. I feel like she's finally back to where she was a couple years ago before she got hurt a little bit. And Tim Wachawinga, man, 3 goals, 3 games. It's phenomenal to see. Super excited. Super excited. All right. On that note, we will head into the local sports update. And that is brought to you by Ghetto Taco. Here in Webb City, get 10% off all burritos all day long. They close at 8 p.m. They are located at 536 North East Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-through available. Just call 417-717-1261, and hope you all get over there and get some of them burritos, because, oh, so good. So good. Hungry thinking about them. Don't forget to grab a shirt while you're there, too. Some of those proceeds will go to Webb City Cares. And for Missouri Southern, softball hits the road and takes on the Ginnies of Central Missouri today. Game 1 at 3 p.m., Game 2 to follow. And then tomorrow they take on Rogers State at Rogers State. Quite a bit of a drive, and they will play a doubleheader there beginning at 2 p.m., and Game 2 will follow. As for baseball, they also hit the road, and they'll take on the University of Illinois Springfield today at 1, and tomorrow in a doubleheader beginning at 1 with Game 2 to follow, and they will close out on Sunday, and that will be at 1 p.m. as well. And on that, we'll go ahead and head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street in Joplin. Go get some weekend barbecue today. Get in there, see Chef Mike. Also, don't forget on Monday, kids eat free when parents buy an entree or an adult meal. Be sure to get over there this year and this summer. They got a lot of stuff that's probably about ready to start happening. I can't wait. Can't wait. Chef Mike always dialing up on the menu. Love it. Joplin will continue to play in the Hollister Willard Festival this weekend in baseball. Neosho will head to Southside and Fort Smith, Arkansas at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Carthage will host Monette today at 4:30 p.m. Carl Junction will continue to play in the Fort Scott tournament through tomorrow, and Webb City will host Mack County today at 4:30 p.m. and then Springfield Catholic tomorrow at 1 p.m. Busy weekend for baseball. Super excited. Can't wait. Going to be repping the Royals today, and hopefully they continue to do well. For everybody here from the Sports Timeout, guys, take care. Have a safe weekend, and yeah, have a good one. We'll see you next week on the Sports Timeout. Take care.